Okay, y'all can't see the poppers. There we go. Hello guys, good afternoon. Hello. My name is Cheryl Grabowski and welcome to my channel. We are mukbanging today. We have some jalapeno poppers, but this is not the finale though. Y'all, let me tell you. I saw this thing on TikTok. Who's in the building? And I want to show you. Oh, my cheek. Oh, it's hot. So, y'all, I made my own wrap. You know how you buy the spinach wrap from the grocery? I made my own wrap, and it's so hot. So, I'm going to wait until a couple of y'all come on in here. And then the jalapeno wrappers, they just came out the oven. But how y'all doing today? If this is your first time here, it's 3 people in the building. Can y'all thumbs up the live? And y'all girl is looking real cute today on this fantastic, what's today? Tuesday. Now, I was going to do tacos, but I changed my mind. So, anyway, we got these poppers here, y'all. We got a whole bunch of poppers. Let me lift this up. And I got it on a book. But let's see. Look at all these poppers. So, in a second, my adult children are coming to get these poppers in a second. And let me see. Let me get on in here with y'all, find out who's in the building. It's 4 people, and then we're going to get to eating in just a minute. Okay. How y'all doing today? How are y'all doing today? I am doing fantastic. Okay. Okay, so ain't nobody done show their face in the place. Okay. So anyway, let me pray over this food and we're going to get to eating, honey. Because these things are so good. And I'm going to tell y'all how I made them in just 1 second. Hold on. So, I just made a short. So anyway, let me let y'all see it. Give y'all a closer look. So it's piping hot like I just took them out the oven. Y'all see that? Okay, y'all see. It's so hot. Let me put that one right there. And my adult children, but like I said, it's this right here for me. It's my spinach wrap. So inside the inside the spinach wrap, so it's made with, hey Lit, J Curl Lit, hey girl. So look y'all, I dropped some spinach down in my blender, and like a good handful, like maybe 2 handfuls. Can y'all thumbs up the live? And then I put like 2 eggs in it and blended it. And then I put some oil, y'all. This is real hot. It just came out the oven. I got like 3 of them over here. Ashlyn should be here in a minute, so she'll be getting to eating in just a minute. Some oil down in there, and then I let it begin to cook. And so this is the y'all see that? Ooh, it's so hot to hold on to. Then I put my chicken, red onion, tomato, and just cilantro, and some Parmesan cheese. Let me let y'all see how it look. Monet, you want me to put you some on some foil? How many you want? Cause girl, it's some big ones like this one, y'all. See how big that is? It's huge. Mona, I put you 3 of them over there. But let me get back into this here, cause she is. Girl, look at this. Look how it came out when I cooked it slow.
That was good.
Woo! Monet, I need one thing. I need some hot sauce. I'm putting it down right now. Well, that's hot.
Then why go to take my sippy cup?
I thought I saw it over there.
You said you want some hot sauce?
It should be right down.
Where?
Right there in the cabinet. Y'all, and I got some Diet Mountain Dew over here. You gonna say for Ashley?
What?
Cause your boy wanted one, but that's for her. You want that? You don't want it? Okay. Look at this. I got oil on my sweater. I hate when I do that. So y'all, the inspiration for this food today was the low carb idea. And plus, I love them. The poppers, they're so good. I forgot to tell y'all how I made it. So, I sauteed Bass Farms hot sausage. Then I cut up half of a red onion. And then half of a bell pepper. A whole thing of cream cheese. And then a half of a block. A whole block and then a half of a block. And that's the ingredients. Tamar should have known better than to invite Krishan. Me and Tamar about the same age. She know better than, well, she should have known better. She should have known better. Because I've never seen Krishan behave herself. Have y'all? And then I told my daughter, because me and my daughter did talk about it, right? Because it's trending, everybody talking about it. But when last time you seen Krishan sober? Other than it's early in the morning. You know what I'm saying? She always on that tequila and them trees. So how she gonna come to the concert and act like, you know what I'm saying? Tamar asked for that. And maybe Tamar knew that some kind of incident was gonna happen because, I mean, Krishan is, I understand that Tamar is Tamar, but Krishan she's trending all over the place. And plus she could bring another group of people to Tamar that Tamar wouldn't normally attract to herself. So I wouldn't want her on stage with me. I'd be scared of what she gonna do. And you see what happened. I don't understand why she punched that man in his mouth like that, in his face. That's crazy. I wouldn't dare pray to see Tamar. She brings out Krishan. I wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. And y'all know Tamar group of people, even though Tamar is she be giving a little piece of ghetto. Y'all know that, but she's not. You know what I mean? That's not how she grew up. That is not who she hangs around. All Tamar friends and stuff give me church folks. And so when Krishan showed up, they like, who in that bad word is that? Like, what is that? The young man that was talking, he said that in so many words. Like, What kind of creature is that? So, Krishan asked for it. I mean, Tamar asked for it. And then I feel something. Let me tell you about this. Okay, let's get into that. So I told my daughter, I said, I feel sorry for Krishan because she's been exploited. She's been exploited because she is ghetto and ratchet. She drunk and high. She given, trauma and triggers. And the Zeus Network and Blueface exploited her for that reason. And it's a shame. Because they making money off of her trauma. Excuse me, y'all. They're making money off her trauma. Somebody said to me the other day, somebody in the comment section said, Cheryl, you let Q run you away. Q and Unspoken Purpose. And I told her, no, they didn't run me away. I decided that type of negative energy that often is bad for my entire system. I want to live as long as I can. I'm currently manifesting a whole new lifestyle that I've never had before. Right? I'm looking for love in my life, the kind of love that I want. And I got life to live. I don't got time for that. No. I like the money that I was making. And I know that I'm going to make the money that I want to make on YouTube. I know that. But I'm not going to do it that way. She gave her pastor all that money, but how come not her give a consultation? Oh, that's a good question. Being a better her. But that's because people don't know. I hate to say it, but black people, we've been trained to give the money to the preacher. And we don't know no better. We think that the preacher can help us. And they can't. They cannot. And so we don't know. And me and my daughter was talking about, and it's not just Krishan and the Zeus Network. It's Real Housewives of Atlanta. And what's that woman name that's in charge of all that stuff? Hip hop, Miami and all that stuff. Jocelyn Hernandez. Trauma. That's all it is. And then you got the other people, the people exploiting it because people like to see it. They like to see somebody real ratchet and ghetto now. And when I'm talking positive on my channel or talking about some therapy or something, people don't want to hear that. But these people are broadcasting their trauma on television and everybody want to see it. And it makes money. So they like, we don't want you to be healed. What the hell we want you to be healed for? We want you to keep on cussing and being ghetto and being the most because that's what people like to see and it makes money. So then you got a whole bunch of dysfunctional people like Krishan with big paychecks. And then the people who are putting her on, they have even bigger paychecks. And nobody cares about the person. That's what was wrong with Michael Jackson. Trauma and drama sale. That's what was wrong with Michael Jackson. I've been looking at Michael Jackson's story and I was like, oh my God. Oh my God, he was so traumatized. Oh, he was sick. Oh, he was sick. And nobody cared about it. Nobody cared about it. They just want to keep on making money. So, I saw an interview with Tamar. She's conflicted. She don't know which way to go because she's trying to get more famous, a bigger bag. You know what I'm saying? She knows that people gonna come to her YouTube, you know, all that. All that attention is money. The more likes and views, y'all know how it works. It's money. But I say this. All that money, all that toxic energy, I can't, Because people like Tamar, who have made all this money in entertainment or something like that, you can start some other kind of business that make just as much money and not have to be up in front of the camera doing the most and acting the most. You don't have to do that. Yeah, I done got about 4 now. Plus, I got to save some of this for the other people that are coming back. The other 2 people that I had, my 2 sons, my oldest and my youngest. But how y'all doing today? This is so good. How many I eat? 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. Energy vampires. And you can have positive energy. It doesn't have to be negative, but the negative energy is what people pay attention to. Even me. I ain't gonna lie, I like a little piece of negative energy. It was just, I understand the repercussions behind being in that lane too much. Because I was fighting back here about a month ago. Honey, them people, no ma'am, I'm not giving you that much of me. There's no way. Y'all, I'm full now. I'm okay. I'm a little under the weather, but I'm pushing through. So, honey, woo. When I was at the beach, when I was talking to y'all at the beach, honey, I was wore out. I was so tired. This is good. But I wish I'd have put like more cheese on it. So y'all, this wrap, look at that oil in my hand. This wrap is spinach and egg. And it's spicy because I sprinkled crushed red pepper on it too. Y'all, I've been watching Beloved. She's looking very pretty nowadays. Hi, Ashlyn. How was school?
Good.
Take your book bag to your room.
Okay.
Are you cooking for the holidays? I don't celebrate, but I do like to eat me a plate or 2. Yes, my sister-in-law called me today because I was thinking about this will be the first Thanksgiving of my life that I can remember without my mother. So I'd already told my children, I said, I'm not going to do. Well, I told y'all, excuse me, y'all. I told y'all months ago that you're going to be surprised how Beloved's hair evolves. Because that's just how locks are. You can start off like a chicken, honey. You can be given chicken. and end up being gorgeous. You know, it's like that's the part of the locks, the journey of African American hair and all of what it can do. So you said make a burping video, a chugging video. No, I'm not doing that. But yeah. So we're gonna do dinner here at my house. Yeah, we're gonna be doing dinner here, and my sister-in-law here. I'll cook one of these for you, and then you want some poppers too. 'Cause I can put it.
What's that?
Girl, isn't that interesting? So it's like I made my own spinach wrap.
Some of this hair in
Where? Okay, you don't have to eat that. I'm so sorry.
it.
Oh my God, that is gross. I'll eat it. It's my hair. There's no hair on that. But did y'all hear her? She saw because my eyes bad. Okay, you want some poppers?
Yeah, sure.
How many you want? Just 2?
Or 3.
3?
Or 4. Or 5.
No, ma'am.
Or 10. Or 15.
Okay, 1. No, just start off with 2 because that's a lot. You got the whole wrap thing and then the poppers and they're big and full of. So y'all, we're going to be cooking down here. Sister-in-law can cook. So she said she's going to cook everything that my mother would cook. So we decided that I would be responsible for the turkey, a pork shoulder. There's something else that I got. Oh, a pan of dressing. She's going to do the gravy. And I'll probably surprise them with something sweet and really good. So, hi, Boris. I'll probably, I don't know, find something, get something from a bakery, something like I don't know, what's really good, like a pineapple cake or a red velvet cake or something like that. I was thinking about going to the Honey Ham and get one of them $75 hams. Boris, I am doing great. How are you? So I was thinking about going to get a honey ham. And those honey hams are so good. And
My mom to my other one.
your other what?
What are those?
The poppers?
And this one. And the other one fell.
Gosh.
Yeah, it fell. Yeah, keep just
I always have bad days.
How did it fall? Go ahead. What you want?
I need
Here.
about 3 of them things.
So we're going to get you girl. Oh, and Giles? Oh, Lord. Giles going to miss out this trip around.
Yeah, he's gonna have to, yeah.
So he love them things. There you go. Well, here, because she want another one. How many was it? I think it was like 32. Bon appetit. Why you don't want to chug soda? You're I've never chugged a soda in my life. I don't know if I know how to do that. So how do you chug a soda? So what you do, you just take the bottle. Look at that, y'all. Look at all that grease. So you just take a soda bottle and put it in your mouth and then just hold it back like that and just swallow. Is that how you chug a soda? I don't think I want to do that. And I don't think I would make it through it because my burps are like eruptions. You know what I'm saying? It could be a mess.
Grandma, I need one more.
One more popper? Girl, you and your mama, girl. What time is it? Here. I don't know. I'll think about it. LOL. So, yeah, I don't know about that because it might, because when I have to burp, like, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It be all up in my chest. You see what I'm saying? I don't know about that. A whole soda? A whole soda? That's wrong idea. LOL. Because, like, I rarely see this glass right here. See, I rarely, like, when I met my second husband, and he drink water all the time, like water. And that's when I got into like drinking water. Child, that's what a Coke to do just off a sip. Yeah, girl, if I try to chug a Coke, y'all gonna laugh at me. Y'all gonna fall out and die laughing. Ain't no telling what might happen. I'm telling you. And then I probably go viral. Hello, girl. Hey, Miss Lives. I'll probably go viral, but I want to go viral, but not for that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling what'll happen. But yeah, I don't drink a lot. I don't drink a lot. Like I've never drank a lot. Like people notice. Um, People notice like Cheryl. Do you? Why don't you drink? Like I'm out to dinner with friends or relatives or whatever, whoever's around me while I'm eating. They'll say, you have not taken like one sip of your drink. And I'll be like, mm. And I was like that all my life until I noticed, look, girl, if you want to keep your kidneys, then you better get to drinking. So, you know how people love sodas and sweet drinks? I'm just a foodie. I just like to chew. I ain't thinking about drinking. And my mama was a complete opposite. Lord have mercy, child. She drinks so much liquid. I'd be like, girl, why are you drinking like that? But, you know, I'm complete opposite. It's the food. April Barnes. Hmm. I might go live on Facebook. What kind of personality does this? Guess what? You don't drink soda anymore. It's rare. The only time really I drink the sodas for the live. Hey, Cheryl in chat. Just stopping by to say hi. I have to pay Uber for my son now. Great job on your channel, Cheryl. It's doing so great and will continue going to the top. Thank you, Jasmine. You're so sweet. You look so pretty the other day, girl. With your red polish and your red lip and your hair. It gave beautiful. It gave very beautiful. Yeah, Jasmine Way is very positive. We had a little tiff a while back, but we got it together. I didn't ask you what you're eating. So I'm eating jalapeno poppers. And then I made a spinach wrap. And then put chicken and cheese and vegetables in it. What do you say? You can try to drink soda challenge. You don't have to chug. Just try to drink full bottle. It is really popular challenge. Okay, I'll look into it. Yes, I love my Cheryl. I love you too, girl. I'll look into it. As long as I don't have to chug it. You know what I'm saying? I'll do that. Mm. It must smell like the seeds down there. What is going on, child? You seem very hard-hearted. Miss Lewis, I've not talked about Q for a while. Okay? And I don't plan on talking about Q. I don't. Somebody asked me about Q in a video the other day, and they were asking, well, Cheryl, she's disappeared. Where is she? I said, well, she'll pop back up soon. I mean, you know, that's kind of like her pattern. Sometimes she'll go away for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then she'll be on for 2 weeks for whatever reason. That's her life. I've done videos about Q, yes. I'm not doing that anymore. You understand what I'm saying? I said what I want to say is her life. She can do whatever she wants to with it. She'll evolve in due time or not. It's all up to her. She's choosing. Just like I'm choosing not to do commentary like that on her anymore. So, we're choosing. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, we're not talking about Q anymore. But I wasn't, I want to say this. I do want to say this since you said what you said. Because these are my thoughts. And actually, a couple of days ago, I was thinking, what's that good? A couple of days ago, I was thinking, there were so many people that did commentary on Q, right? There were so many people that did commentary on Q, but it caused such an eruption when I did the commentary on Q. And then I thought about the power of my words. The power of my words that I choose in the way that I choose to put them together. I thought about that. The impact of my words. You know what I mean? I thought about that. So, knowing, because at the end of the day, you got to know thine own self. And I understand the power that I have, especially with words. Say, I was hitting the nail on the head. Yes. So I'm choosing to use that ability that I have because I do have it. I've always had it. To not use it in that way. Because we always talking about the negative and the positive, and and we always talk about choosing. So I just literally made a choice. It wasn't that I was afraid of anything or anybody. It was the amount of negative energy and how it impacted me, and also what it did to her, because that wasn't my intention. And even the young lady that I was talking to at the time, intention either. And so we all decided to just let it go, because there was, we just all decided to let it go. Q hadn't said anything else. That young lady hadn't reached out to me, and I haven't said anything else. And so it is what it is. There were times in my life too done. You're muted, my dear. Can you hear me now? Ashley, listen, when you get that phone call, I need you to answer it because it's cutting off my audio. I'm back. Yes, yes. So there were times in my life, I've been through it all. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when I started to talk about Q, I think everybody, you are unmuted now. Thank you, Jasmine. I think everybody felt like, or some people felt like that I thought that I was thinking or I was presenting that I was better than Q. That's not what I'm saying. I've walked that walk. I'm 20 years older than she is. It is Ashley's fault. I'm almost 20 years older than her. I've been love addicted. I've fought all day long, just fighting, fighting other people and their opinions of me. And then just doing the most and not taking good advice or not understanding that there are certain people in your life that are in your life and they could speak into your life, and if you would just give them a chance or you consider what they're saying, then you could be in a much better position. I've been that. That's what I'm saying. I identified what that was because I know what that is. It's just like, you see and know your own kind. You see somebody who's like, oh, I know what that is. That resonates with me. Or I understand what this person, uh-huh. I understand where this person is coming from. See what I'm saying? So I've been that. And to be honest with you, I wish the best. I wish the best for her. I do. I really do because, you know, I just do. She'll find her way though. I think so. Cause I've come a long ways in the last 4 years. Okay. To be able to say that I'm not going to, because, so for a transparent moment, I love the chats. When my chats were bigger and there were more people there and we were laughing, at this and that. And I love the engagement. Who doesn't love that? I hope she's safe too, Sandra. I really do. But you want one more? Just get one more because they want some. I love the attention. I love the interaction because I didn't come to YouTube to talk to myself. You know what I mean? I didn't do that. So I loved all of that part that was going on the channel. And then for me to make a decision to let it go for a transparent moment, that wasn't easy to do. Because I had the attention of a lot of people. And I could have kept on fighting, but it goes against what I stand for. It goes against who I am. And it goes against where I am in my life right now. The hyper fixation or the focus on other people rather than me looking into myself. I have dealt with Budinsky social workers. What does that mean? So the fixation and the focus on others rather than looking at myself. And my whole point was, if I'm here on YouTube and I show you guys how to take a deep look within, hey, Miss Lady, SR Tube, then you all could, for the ones who don't know how to do it, then you could learn how to look within instead of focus on what's on the outside of you, because we create our own reality. The power of a name. Okay. So we create our own reality, right? And so for me to let all of the chaos go, because y'all know it's a lot of chaos over here. But overall, though, when I look at the grand scheme of things, I've really not lost a lot of subscribers. And I thought about that too for a transparent moment. It's important that you find your own tribe, right? And so the people that I were fighting with, they're not my tribe. See, I visited there. I don't live there. It's a difference. Because there's no way but I'm not putting, and I'm trying to I want y'all to understand this. We are where we are. You know what I'm saying? So people have different levels of consciousness or awareness. Do you see what I'm saying? And for the T channels and the other channels that do what they do, that's their business. It's their business. It's what they do. But it's not what I do. I want to do that. Yeah, all people don't think the same. So for a transparent moment, I do regret that I shared my opinion about that because that's not my business. It's their business. It's what they want to do. It's where they are. It's how they present themselves. It's what they see. It's what they observe. It's their commentary. You see what I'm saying? So I know YouTube encourages us to do that, but I'm done with that. You see what I'm saying? Because I would love at the end of the day, after they've done that type of content, and they say, oh, well, Cheryl Grabowski is over there introspecting. She's really focusing on manifesting. She's really like looking into herself. Mm-hmm. She's looking into herself and trying to find out her blind spots and what the hell is going on with her. She's not really hyper fixated on you. And so it's interesting though, because the way that the YouTube works, and I'm in the sector that I'm in, my God, I'm gonna be manifesting. I'm gonna need, you're smart and very beautiful, way above arguing senselessly. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that, but I'm in this sector now. You know, it's gonna be interesting. I will find my way. I will manifest exactly what I want. I will do what I came to YouTube to do. I promise you. I just don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't know how. I'm just kind of feeling my way through. Cheryl, you got to come back with the book you was reading about our thoughts. Girl, do you not know I put my hands on that book and I was arranging things in my bedroom and organizing because I'm manifesting, so I got to get rid of the mess and get everything organized on the inside of me, on the outside of me. And girl, I done put that book somewhere. I don't know where it's at. And don't do things who are not what you like to do. Yeah, I'm not gonna be doing that. Yeah. And I don't, for clarification, transparent moment, I'm no better than anybody else. What?
Is Thanksgiving coming up?
Yes.
Um,
I'm doing fine. How are you?
did you get a Thanksgiving turkey? Because
I did. There's a turkey. It's right. I bought it today. It's in the freezer.
I see it.
Yeah.
Are we gonna take it to the beach something? Because we're gonna.
We'll talk about that when I get off the live. If you, because I want to talk to you about that. Okay.
Wait, you wanted to?
Yeah, I do. I got to tell you about smartness and cleverness. Yeah. Cleverness. Yeah, I got to figure out how. Do y'all know? I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but y'all gonna watch me manifest it. Thank you. I'll see you now. Yeah. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. There's so much evolution. Some people say, "Oh, I don't like that word." There's so much evolution going on right now for me, this channel, for y'all, just for everything. We are living in a different world, so to speak. Not just my channel on YouTube, like all of us, without confrontation and conflict. Yes, without that. So I would love for the T channels and any other channel or anybody that I've come across for these years that I've been on YouTube to notice and to see that I am doing something different, and that what I'm doing could be beneficial to them on some level. This is not entertainment for me. Even though I feel like sometimes I'm a little entertaining for y'all. But it's not entertainment, really. It's not. You know what I'm saying? It's real to me. Psychology and criminal insanity need more attention. Psychology and criminal insanity need more attention. Criminal insanity. So what that got to do with what I'm talking about? Criminal insanity. Ooh, excuse me, y'all. My head itching. What is your favorite mukbang so far? What is my favorite mukbang? Green lip mussels. I love you. I love when B Loves Life eat the green lip mussels. Okay, that's my all-time favorite mukbang. How we think in general. Okay. I love when Beloved Life eat green lip mussels. That's my favorite. Egomaniacs. Yeah. So that's what we got going on here. Hello?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
What you doing?
I just finished eating.
We, we,
I made some of those poppers that you like, but they done about ate them all up. I'm gonna say no. I got three. I got three of them. I'm gonna put up for you because when Troy get back, let me see. One, two, three, four. One, two, three. I got four of them for you that I put up.
okay. I'm on Geneva.
You at Geneva's house.
Yeah.
Oh, okie dokie. I'll
Okay.
see you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Can y'all still hear me?
Come on, me sound like a Chinese man. Not trying to be racist, y'all, but he kind of
So 12 thumbs. Yeah, so it's humbling to go from 100 and something thumbs to 12, but I'm willing to sacrifice for the direction that I know that I'm going in and what I got coming. But I got some stuff so good. Y'all gonna be so excited. Ooh, it's gonna be some, and then I'm gonna tell y'all how I accomplished this thing that I that I'm about to accomplish. I'm gonna let y'all know all the ins and outs. I promise you. I promise you. Okay? Because me from my channel, this is no shade to nobody else, y'all. This is all about me. Okay? I'm gonna get to where I'm going the right way. It's like it's like cooking a really good meal, but you're cooking it slow. And when everybody's hungry, it's like, Mama, when the food gonna be done? But to be honest, when you cook it slow and steady, it tastes better. To be honest. So that is what's going on. And I thought about, well, sure, just start another channel. Go up under another, get away from mukbang. Put on a beautiful dress. Put on some blonde, beautiful hair. Put a 6-inch stiletto on. Pull the camera back. Be sitting on a beautiful stool with a beautiful backdrop. And just do something completely different. Focus on reason and cause true reality and facing today. Do you have problems with burping in public? No. I have a problem when I drink a soda or water sometimes, or I eat. But how many times have I burped since I've been live? One time. So when I eat clean, I don't have problems with it. But if I'm not respecting my gut health, I'm gonna have some problems. But yeah, so I thought about what y'all think about that, doing that. Pulling the camera back, putting on a beautiful outfit and have a different backdrop and just be Lady Cheryl. You know? I thought when I first came to YouTube, it'd be great for me to be um just my early morning self, natural self. And I got plenty of videos when I'm very natural. You like that idea? I was thinking about doing that. You know what I'm saying? Hmm. And then that way I can get away from the sector because I don't know if they value the kind of content that I'm going to bring, you know? Because when I say that my channel is real, it sounds arrogant and all of that. Um, but what I'm saying is that we got one shot in this world. You know, I'm a deep girl. Like I'm deep. Seriously. And I really don't come to play. I don't. I'm serious. I'm serious about everything. You know? I love to tell younger women, listen, I got some shortcuts for you. You don't have to do it that way. Yeah, you don't have to do it that way. I can give you some shortcuts, you know? I like to tell young men, listen, don't get in a relationship. Don't get in a relationship young and move in with your girlfriend. You know, you need to know what it feels like to have your own place and do things your own way. I love to tell people, wait on love. Wait on it. The first person you need to fall in love with is you. And that when you're alone, when you're by yourself, you're not alone really. I love to tell people that. Because you can spoil yourself. You can love on yourself. You can do a lot of stuff. And you need to be able to do that. It's a fantastic thing. I love to tell people that. You're very intriguing, and then I'd like to meet you in real time one day. You seem to be very wise. Thank you very much. Yeah. You know, I like to talk about life and what matters. You know, the people that I pay attention to. One day I got to let y'all in on who I gaze at. Who do I glean from? Y'all will be shocked. I don't listen to sermons anymore. No more, no sermons. No sermons. I've listened to sermons like all my life, so no more sermons. Um, but y'all, we be talking about the brain and how the brain works, and we be braining. So all the stuff that I have listened to for 30 years, it's in there. Almost everyone who has a sharp mind is on of the certain. I don't know what that means. So yeah, we be braining, you know. So there's some things that I want to manifest in my lifetime still at 53. And I'm going for it. You know, I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I'm still pressing through. I'm optimistic about life, even though I've been through a lot of shit. And I ain't interested in being nobody but myself. Period. Hmm. Seriously. And maybe you're like that too. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe you want to do something different. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, this YouTube, one key feature is emphasis on self. Well, yeah. A lot of us are walking around and we don't even know about self. We've forgotten about self. We done made everybody else a priority. You know, being a person who is a giver and has given, not just a giver, but a chronic people pleaser. It's important when you are reconnected back to self. Some people would say, well, Cheryl, that's selfish. Well, it's good to be selfish, especially when you were a chronic people pleaser. See, being a chronic people pleaser and not being attached to the self, I call it not self. We're not going to say self, we're going to say the self, is horrible. And it's trauma. When you pleasing everybody else except for you. You know, when you being a doormat for other people and not your, you know what I'm saying? Self-preservation is very important. Once informed, the negative aspects of themselves come into play. We done heard, no, life give you all, I'm telling you, all the people around you gonna give you all the negative aspects of self. We need to focus on looking at and identifying all the wonderful things about self. Because somebody done told us that self was bad. Somebody done told us that self is sinful. Somebody done told us that self was is corrupt. And whoever told you that just wants you to give yourself over to them. They want you to deny self so they can have their way with you. Yeah. No, self-preservation, that's the first principle right there. Take care of self. Because if you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody. If you don't know yourself, you can't know nobody else. You can't. Self is the mother and father of creation. Yeah, that's the duality. Yeah, so self is important. When I was an indoctrinated Christian, one of the things that I learned, I learned a lot of things about self. Like, there's no way you can have healthy self-esteem in religion, because it teaches you against that. It teaches you not to trust yourself. Teaches you you're a bad self. Teaches you you're nothing without the information. Teaches you that you were born in sin, shaping in iniquity. Those are all negative things. That's all negative things. I'm just like, oh my God. You know, by the time they finish with you, you are raggedy. And then they're teaching you to depend on something other than yourself. And so you just cannot be a really healthy self through and through, believing those kinds of things. You know, we talk about the belief. So, yeah, we might, I don't know. I don't know. I got a feeling to that thing whether or not I'm going to leave this channel up with the things that I have shared with you guys and been with you guys up until this point. Because I don't know, maybe my next level and the things that I'm getting ready to manifest, I don't know if the people that I've met so far on this channel will have the capacity to main to be a part of that. We are our own best friend and worst enemy. My perspective on self. Yes, we are. We can be our own best friend and worst enemy. Yeah. And if you've been told a whole lot of trash about you, just in case you've been told that by other people that were around you who believe that, and because the brain be braining and the subconscious mind gonna take in everything, then what can happen is they can give you a paralysis, sort of like, of self. And then you are defeated before you even start. Because certain kind of philosophies and religions and stuff like that, what they want is ownership over you. Yeah, they want ownership. And my thing is, I told y'all last night on the video, was it last night that I did the video? Maybe the night before that. I don't do ownership. You can't own me. Like, I'm not going to obey you or anything like that. We're not doing that. Trained? You train a dog. What you mean? What do you mean, how have I been trained? You don't train people. You don't train people. You train dogs, not people. Brazilian? No, I'm not Brazilian. No, you don't train. No, you don't train people. You train dogs. We don't do that over here. And see, that's what I'm saying. No, well, no, we don't use that word. That's a bad word. That's what Massa did to the slaves. That's a colonizer's word. It probably wasn't even supposed to be the word train, but they put it in there. No, we don't train people. Mm-mm. No, we don't train people. No, we don't do that. See, a lot of brown people, we still have so many words and behaviors and all the kind of stuff that we got from, right, taught or learned are better words, but not trained. Train is a colonizer's word. That's a bad word. No training. Um, but what we're supposed to do is to encourage and to teach and to show a good example. And then we teach our children how to be free because we're not slaves anymore. Yeah. Because but we got to pay attention to words, though. It's all, it's in the details. But we got to make sure, right, owners. So I shared a post on Facebook about the training your children to obey. Because now, in the days that we live in now, if you've trained your child to do what they're told, if they get into the hands of somebody who they're not supposed to be in their hands, then it's done. It's a done deal. You do not train your child or teach your child to do what they're told. You train them to think. Now, military, you can use that word for military. Yeah, you can use that. I hope one day in this world, one of these days, that we won't need a military. Human beings won't need a military because we don't have no business fighting each other anyway. There's enough land, food, and resources for everybody. There's enough land, food, and resources for everybody. See? So, somebody says, Cheryl, sometimes your ideas are not realistic. Yes, they are. Mm-hmm. So there is a group of people somewhere in this world where they don't fight. There's been no war on their land. They do not fight each other. They share everything that they have. Yeah. So, no, we don't use the word. We use the word training. Who is that?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, I'm on live.
Okay.
Yeah. I saved you
Say it now.
I gotta put some up for Giles. I'm on live. This live has been very, 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 very interesting. Very, very interesting. It's a positive live, not a lot going on. We just ate some food, talking about life. You want some of this? I'm gonna put this up for Giles. Yes, it would. Cheryl, get you. I don't want you to get too many. You can get another one. You can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 of those years. Yes, the majority of people are too selfish, but I do believe. Thank you, Isabella. I do believe, because see, I believe like this. I'm not the only person that thinks like this. There are millions of other people that know that we have enough land, resources, food, money for everybody. We don't have to fight each other and kill each other. The most of the time we're doing that because we believe that some type of super spiritual being, an angel, a demon, or a God has told us to do this to each other. And that's why we do that. And my thing is, if I was in charge of the world, I would get rid of almost like just every weapon. I believe that women should be in charge. I know egos are too big for that, but we're working on it because as we learn about self and ego and sabotage, see, we're evolving now. Do you know what I'm saying? I know I'm a different person than I was 4 years ago. But if I could put women in charge, like if every country had a female president, see what kind of world we would come up with. Because we've let men be in charge forever. Even all the writers in all of the religious literature, those writers, they're men. And wherever men are by gender, there's always war and fighting. Testosterone and ego, those hormones, need to be put in check. Women have egos too. I myself am an alpha female all day long. All day. But I feel like women should be in charge. Jealousy is too strong for an emotion. Even for women, we hate on each other too much. We be hating on each other because of men. We be competing. In the countries where there are female presidents, those are the most peaceful countries. Because see, my logic tells me we all have one planet. One. That we know that we can live on. Just one. If we destroy this planet, right, then where are we going? We sending all these bombs. These men are sending all these bombs to kill these other men, these other women, and these other children. And they don't have empathy, obviously, because I would never send a bomb to kill hundreds or thousands of people and be okay with that. Not to say that there are not malicious women in our history, because there have been some. But the countries with the women presidents, they're the most peaceful countries. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't. From the religious writings, the misogyny, and the male ego, and all that stuff is just too much. Like, why are y'all doing that? You know? So one of the things I found out, I think in my mind, is the ego, and then the lack of empathy. So we talk on this channel all the time about narcissism, which is somebody who's incapable of the empathy, so therefore they can't love. And without the love, you'll do anything. So they're fighting for money and resources and all this stuff. But how much money do you need? How many Rolls Royces can you drive? How many houses can you build with gold fixtures and gold floors? How many name brand clothes do you need? What do you want? It's recorded that President Putin is worth $40 billion. For what? You'll never spend it as a person. Like, what is this? So crazy. It's the most mentally ill. Someone said the other day on the news that they feel like that all the people that can in the world, around the world, who are in the mental health field should fly to the Middle East, the mental health experts, and help these people because they are mentally ill for this fighting that they've been wanting to do for all this time. And so I don't know really what's going on, y'all, because I haven't really done my research. But what I'm saying is, why do you guys master war? What is that about? Communism. Why do you focus on fighting and murder and blood and horror and trauma? Why are you so motivated by it? Why are you so attracted to it? So they believe that people should go there. People in the mental health world who know about the subconscious mind and the mind, the two minds, and how they work. Because these people are living in the past. These people are living according to rules and regulations and guidelines and prophecies of dead people. They're not even alive right now. You're going to let a dead person tell you to unalive people, and those folks been dead. Modern day people possessed by dead people. When you are reading spiritual literature and you believe that on the pages of the book that there's this dead person that's saying this, that, and the other. This person doesn't have a body, is no longer alive. You cannot see the person. And then you take your alive self and then you carry out what the writing says on the paper. That's insanity. That is mental illness. Because they had their chance to live. And you're not getting ready to speak through me through scriptings or something that you wrote in a book. Because you're gone. And now this is my chance to live. and get somebody else to do it because I'm not doing it. It's just as simple as that. But people, because they are so mentally ill, they can't do that. They'll allow the writings to possess them and then carry these things out in our modern day time. Teaching and training and social conditioning is cultural. We are no different. We are being different. Because what I just said is very different. I'm saying put the writings down. Put them down. Or put them in their place. Like if you would a person. I will not be bullied by information or pen or scripting or a book. I'm not. You're not going to possess me and you're not going to make me believe anything. No. We are laboring on great illusion. That's interesting. Bullied by the writings. Captivated by the writings. Can't get out. And the thing about the mind and the subconscious mind is if you give energy to that thing, then it manifests. That's how it all works for all of us. It all works like that. Urgently in need of a wake-up call. I believe that 1,000%. This mental health thing that we don't pay much attention to. We give everything else its proper, like the Wizard of Oz. Exactly. We give everything else its proper attention except for what we're supposed to give attention to. Now, everybody's talking about the end of the world or the end of the age. Why would we hyperfixate on that? Because we all are going to die. Your end of the world gonna be different from mine. Every person has an end of the world. We, through the pages of time, have dealt with people who wanted to end the world at one time and everybody end the world. What kind of demon? It's the craziest thing. But what we do as people, we give power to it. We give power to it. And what we learn how to do, what we need to learn how to do, and this is what I've been talking about, just take your power back. Just take it back. You know you don't want to kill anybody. You know you don't want to stop anybody from experiencing life. To be able to touch and to taste and to hear and to smell. That's the whole point of having a body. You don't want to do that. You know you don't want to. But then you got people who lust after power and control so bad that if they can't get it, they want other people to be unalived. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't get it. I don't. I really don't. But according to what I learned with the subconscious mind, these people are wounded children. These people lack empathy. These people are mentally ill. And then they read in some literature somewhere about some type of hostile entity. And then they want to be just like that. So, there are millions and hundreds of millions of people who are just like me that see it for what it is, and they're like, oh my God, you know. So when it becomes enough of people who see it the way I do, then things will shift. They're already shifting though. They're already shifting. Troy gonna get y'all on
Where
it.
you at?
I don't know, but Troy gonna get y'all. Okay, because this is right here.
I just realized it's 5 o'clock.
What you mean?
It's 5 o'clock.
What
And
about
this was
5
supposed
o'clock?
to be my dinner. Let me something to eat.
Well, I'm not eating anything else. I had yesterday food wise, calorie wise. Yesterday was off tilt, and so no ma'am. This is dinner for me, and it's early. And I dreamt terrible last night because I ate late. Don't want it. Get somebody else to do it. But anyway, I'm glad y'all were here to listen to my thoughts. They're a lot different from a lot of other stuff that you heard. But yeah, wanting to end the world, your world gonna end. Don't worry about it. Everybody got an exit day. Everybody don't come in at the same time, and everybody ain't gonna leave at the same time. I don't know what the problem is with folks, but I don't just accept that. Nobody don't have to die with you. I'm just making fun. I'm sorry, but I'm just saying, don't have to be no end of the world. Nobody don't have to. You don't have to be in control, ma'am or sir. Get over it. You know what I thought too? Y'all like Cheryl Grabowski. Listen, how I deal with. What you mean? How I deal with problems? What do you mean? How I deal with problems? I problem solve. You know what I mean? But yeah, you know, end of the world. Nobody ain't got to end the world with you. Go somewhere and sit down. It just I just don't understand it. I don't. Like people that have a need, they feel like they want to tell you, you know, I got to be in charge of. I just got to be in charge of everything, and people need to obey me and listen to me. Like, who are you? When you came into this planet, baby, you ain't even have no clothes on. Go somewhere and sit down. There are limitations to your humanity. Let me say it one more time. I don't care who you are. There are limitations to your humanity. There are limitations. You are going to expire. I don't care what's in your bank account. You won't spend it one day. You will not watch over your estate. You got to have boundaries. Do you understand? Everyone is limited. There are limitations to your humanity. There are limitations to your humanity. I don't have a problem with that. I just think I'm happy for the privilege to have been in a body and to experience all this wonderful stuff on this planet. I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a need to govern myself over other people. I don't feel like I'm smarter than everybody else. I don't want everybody to bow down to me. You don't have to listen to what I say. It's your choice. If it resonates with you, it's good. If it doesn't, then it don't. Period. These people are, I don't know what to say. I don't. I don't. Nobody has to obey you. You know? This is crazy. For that war that's going on over there and all them that stuff that them people are experiencing over there, collectively, I believe that some of it is happening because of how they see things, how they feel things, in all of that and what they manifest. That's what I'm saying. These people said for the mental health people to go over there and help these people come out of this thing. It's all up in here. It's in there. All these years. In the Muslim faith, let's talk about it. I'm on the live. Y'all have to leave, honey, because I'm talking to, listen, what you got to bow down and drop to the ground and pray for all the time? Why are you doing that? I want to respect their belief system, but I have a question, like, why are you dropping down? It's almost like, it's almost like how I see the church is like a screenplay or rehearsal. They're rehearsing God over and over and over and over and over again. They're rehearsing what they think God is. They're rehearsing what they think God said. They're rehearsing what it feels like to be in God's presence. It's all a rehearsal. Thank you, darling. It's all a rehearsal. Like you come in the morning, you come into Sunday morning service. Y'all know how it go. You know, you got the pulpit, that's the elevated place, like the stage. You got the congregants that are sitting around. You have the service, the program, and how it goes. You know, they meet in the back. You're going to pray. You're going to do this. You're going to do this. You're going to lift the offering. You're going to do this. We're going to praise dance. We're going to give the sermon. You're going to do pray over the people. Then you're going to give the benediction. You're going to leave. It's like a play. It's like going to New York City and watching The Color Purple. But you got so many churches everywhere. Hey, Katrina. You got so many churches everywhere, and they're all rehearsing God. It's only a rehearsal. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so this rehearsal thing that they're doing becomes status quo. It's the thing that you do because all of these people are doing it. Well, nowadays, the church can't say that no more because it's as many people that are outside the walls that are in the walls. The numbers have changed. The numbers have changed now. So now they say, oh, it's the great falling away. No, it's not the great falling away. The writer wrote it like that, though, because me, for example, take some of the mysticism out of the situation. Grown people are able to look ahead. Right? Can you do that? If you got two variety in mode of worship, okay. If you got two younger people, say we got two 15-year-olds and we're 50, and they're talking, and you're observing them talk, right? And they're talking about a situation. Because you're older, you're wiser, you're gonna be able to map out some things before they get there. You'll be able to tell them, this, and this, because this is going to happen. So, rewind it when it comes to the scripture. So, somewhere in the King James Bible, it says there'll be a great falling away. And then people say, well, the word says that. Well, it wasn't hard for the writer to come up with that. See what I'm saying? For a smart person can see that. It wasn't hard. A falling away. So then the writer talks about the falling away so that when that happens, then the reader will say, oh, this is why this is happening because it said that they were going to fall away. Instead of saying, oh, well, the old way of seeing God and doing God has changed because all things change. All things change. All things. This bottle right here, this hot sauce, it's a little different than what it used to look like. Right? This unit that I have on. So back in the day, we had the old-fashioned wigs, right? They were not really like this. Okay. This is like a better, this wig is 2-3 years old. Okay. So you couldn't have wore a wig that long because it wouldn't last that long, but we were able to do that now. So see, all things evolve and change over time. See what I'm saying? So we just take some of the mysticism out of it and just say some of these people were able to look and they foreknew just like we can. I can do that. And the problem is that a lot of times we don't realize that we are so stuck in the believing. Let me say that again. The believing, because back in the day we had to, because if you didn't, you would die. But it wasn't God saying that. It wasn't the pastor, it was the master. That's the difference. I've known people in real life who their leadership spoke a curse on them and it happened. I know people in real life that the back in those days that the pastor has so much influence and power that the people had gave them that the pastor, if they spoke a curse or they spoke something on you, they say, listen, and they used to do this, and this is real. If you don't come back here and do what you're told, in 5-6 months, you will be unalive. Something's going to happen to you. God told me to tell you that. The person went on their way, but they had a root in them that was so deep in the subconscious mind that they left the church physically, but they didn't know how to get the church out of their system, out of their subconscious mind. And they fell prey to the word that was spoken over them because they were not strong enough or smart enough and they didn't know how to do that. They didn't know how to do it. So then the ones, they look at it and they look and see what happened to that person. They say, oh no, I'm gonna stay right here because I don't want to die. I don't want to be taken out. You see what I'm saying? And then now this church, this pastor has this power that the folks gave them because they were not able to think. They didn't understand how the mind and the subconscious mind work. When you believe something. Hey, Mary. Hey, girl, I've been running my mouth for a while now. They don't know how it all works. And so, therefore, they don't know they have a bit in their mouth. They hooked. And they don't know how to get out. They're scared of the words that the leader, has spoken against them. They're scared to go against that. They've not done their homework. They don't have confidence they don't have the reassurance that the spirit of life is not mad with them at all. And that this person that just spoke this curse on them is human too. And this person cannot lord themselves over you, that you gave them that power to speak that over you. And because you believe it on the inside, then guess what? So you can leave physically and walk out the church door. But you got to get that bit out your mouth. And I did that 20 years ago. I didn't have anybody to help me do that. What helped me was, and somebody really need to hear this. What helped me was I saw, because I'll answer that in just a minute. But I've always been real observant, right? And I've always paid attention to everything. Now, I think I have what you call like fast brain. That could have something to do with it. But I've always paid attention to stuff that most people don't pay attention to, and it could be some of like my childhood from being hyper vigilant about things. You know what I'm saying? Because when children are in high alert and you're in an atmosphere with grown people that could do bad things to you, you pay attention and feel everything because you don't want to make sure you don't rock no boat just in case something don't happen to you. So then something, just in case something's happening, you learn how not to be in places and do certain things that's going to get you in trouble. And so that stayed with me. So I'm observant. I pay attention to everything. So observing the men and women of God and all the people that was around, not judging them, but just observing them, I saw their humanity. I saw their humanity. I saw them. So I knew, I studied the Bible a lot, and so I knew what it said. And as I watched them build a case against this one, and that one, then because I studied myself, then I saw them. This is the case that they built against this other person. There's three things that they got against this other person. But I've studied myself, so then I could come up with three things that were against them. But they were the leader. So I didn't see a difference between the leader and the person that the leader was accusing. I saw both of them in at fault as far as the literature was concerned. See what I'm saying? But some people were not able to do that. They couldn't tell the difference. So then I was like, ooh, well, how could they pronounce judgment on that person? And what they had done was bad themselves, really bad. But nobody had pronounced judgment on them. I don't know why this thing floating around like that, y'all. I can't tell you. Okay, and so then when I saw that, I said, oh, something about this system is not correct. But I never said anything about it. But when it was time for me, because I had paid attention to everything, when it was time for me to let that system go, because what was going on in my life, I was like, oh no, no. I can't allow this not one more day. I can't. Something's wrong here. I didn't know what the wrong was. I wasn't that far in fault at that point. But something is wrong here. I gotta go. I gotta go. I'm getting ready to leave organized religion. I'm gonna leave it. Something's gotta go. Like, something ain't right. I gotta go. And so I made that decision, and I remember, because you remember at that time, I'm an indoctrinated Christian. I got the theology in me like they got in them. Okay? What would startle them, hey, Miss Parker, what would startle them and make them afraid would make me afraid too. We all have the same information. So then it was time for me. It's time for me to face what I knew that I had to face. And that was, something ain't right here. And I cannot keep walking the way that I walked. Something ain't right. But I want to find the right. So in order for me to do that, I gotta let this system go. But then I spoke to God. Some people say the universe, whatever you want to call it, right? I said, listen, I gotta go. I gotta go. But what I'm gonna do is, everything that I've learned up until now, I'm going to walk away from it. Everything. In walking away from it, then if you are who you say you are, then you will take me where I need to go, whether it's turning around and going back or whether it's keep on walking forward. I trust you enough for that. But what I learned from those people, I'm going to trash it. That's 20 years ago. 20 years. And I still ain't going back that way. Because that way is for people who are afraid. They scared to leave the porch. So scared. The only way they'll leave the porch is that all the people that they know and all the dealings that they have with the groups and all of what they've learned, if they get up and move, and they'll go too. So it's the herd mentality. So you asked me, do I think God is coming soon? So when did God leave his creation? When did God ever leave the creation? Why would God leave his handiwork? When the last time you built a house and didn't live in it? When the last time you prepared a wonderful meal and sat there and watched it rot on the table? God and his creation is one. Have you ever seen someone leave their body? Have you ever seen someone give up the ghost? Have you ever, I'm just asking, have you ever seen that? You ever seen anybody leave the body? Not after they left, but have you seen the person take their last breath? Have you ever seen that? No. Okay, I have. Yes, death. So that's when life leaves you. That energy, that life, that is God. Without that, we can't live. We can't move. And we certainly don't have our being. When that energy comes up out of that body, then that person and their experience here in this earth, in that body, is done. But that energy that comes up out of that body is eternal. And that is God. And since God cannot die, then that energy does not die and it transmutes. Because at that point, it can go into any form that it so chooses. Do y'all understand that? So God is not separate from you. Now, religion tells you if you don't do what the literature says, then God is not with you. That is information from the colonizers or someone who wants possession over you. But you have to give them that. And why wouldn't they write it? Because when you got 40 people, 50 people, or 1,000,000 people giving you, say for instance, they just gave you $1. 1,000,000 people give you $1. I do. Then see how powerful you become? So you ask me, do I believe in the 10 commandments? So let me say this to you. And because we're learning correct verbiage, right? So do I believe the 10 commandments? So let's not say it that way. Do I believe that you shouldn't steal? Yes. Do I believe that you shouldn't covet another man's wife? Yes. Do I believe that you should not murder? Yes. Do I believe that you shall not have no other God before me? I don't know about that. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the God who's saying that, to me, there's only one. Right? But we know that there are lots of gods. Ashley, I'm on live and you can't come in with the phone. You're going to get my live demonetized. So, when you have, okay, so when I say scriptures, then I'm referencing scriptings. That means somebody wrote something, right? So I've been telling y'all in the other lives that if only thing somebody had to do was write something, and you feel like just because it was written and you have to believe it, then you've got to learn, and I can teach you that that is not a good approach. You've got to think about everything that was written, and then God is looking at you to see what you think about what was wrote, instead of you believing that he wrote everything or told somebody to write it. Because when you're dealing with the duality, you're always dealing with the good and the evil. You understand? You got the scriptures, you got the Torah, you got the Hebrew Bible and any other literature. So you got humans, me and you, who wrote, and we are both good and evil. Do you understand that? So some of the things in there are correct, and some of them are not. Some of them is representative of good. Some of it is representative of bad. We have got to get to, and even your Bible tell you that, because it talks about the tree of the knowledge of the good and also the evil, or the light or the dark. You can't have light without dark. You can't have good without evil, and you can't have God without devil. Did y'all get that? You can't have light without dark. You can't have good without evil. And you can't have God without devil. Do you understand that? Now this is going to take some intellect now. Because in an indoctrinated mind, this is going to be hard to digest. It is absolutely true. And it is absolutely accurate. We have the sun, we have the moon, we have daylight, we have night. We have daylight, we have night. You understand? On one part of the earth, the sun shines. As the earth rotates, it turns to night. This is all. Let me breathe, child. Let me breathe. This is the duality. Okay? This is the duality. Now, this conversation that we're having. This is not indoctrination. This is life. You understand? This is manifestation. This is the tangible world, what I'm describing. Because, see, we're spirit. This is my body that y'all looking at. This is my body. I'm spirit. Okay? I'm having an earthly experience. So I'm in this body. I'm 5'2". And y'all know me as Cheryl, right? The spirit of life is what I am. Right? And it's going to be that way until I leave this earth house. This is my earth house. This is my house, not this thing that I'm in. See that? That's not my house. This is my house. Because I don't have this, I can't live here. Right? And a lot of times we do a whole lot of taking care of this thing out here. But we don't take care of this thing. We got it mixed up, y'all. We really do. We do all kinds of things to our body. And we are about a badass house to put this raggedy body in. Knowing that if we don't take care of this, then that is not, we can't do that. So I like that word, holy book. Holy book. God is the idea that God is holy. Or God is whole. So, the life force that we are, I don't think we made ourselves. And if you look at God as holy, then you're holy too. Period. Okay? It's how you look at yourself. So, we talked about Jesus on the other live. Okay? We talked about all of what that meant. So I was taught, like you guys, about Jesus. Mary's baby. Okay? The son of Mary and Joseph. Mary was a virgin. Right? I was taught the same exact thing that you guys were taught. He came on the scene. He and John the Baptist, y'all know. They called him the King of the Jews. The Jews had him, betrayed him, and all that. He was crucified. And the New Testament goes on to talk about his purpose, what he was here to do, and who he was, right? So, I was taught this exact same thing as you, right? So, when I say that when you're taught about Jesus, they pretty much keep preaching the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. They're just like if I had a dozen of eggs in the kitchen. And I learned in the 3rd grade how to crack an egg and how to fry an egg. 30 years later, I'm still teaching people how to crack the egg and fry the egg. And everybody else is doing everything else with the egg. And I'm still saying the same thing about the egg. So then finally, when I say that, guys, guess what? About the Jesus. Oh, well, I found out that the letter J is new. That back in those days, the letter J didn't exist. And the disciples were given, by King James and his entourage, they were given Americanized names. Because those people were not American. There's no such a thing as John and Luke and Mark. There's no such a thing as that. And Jesus wasn't Caucasian, y'all. So y'all say to me, well, Cheryl, that doesn't matter. Oh, what? Okay, well, what part matters? Because you'll send me to hell about a part that I pick out of the story, and I say, oh, well, it's not like that. You'll send me to hell behind that. But then if I say certain things to you about that same book, then you'll say to me that it doesn't matter. And it does. Because I'm asking you the question. Why do you think they would say that his name was Jesus when his name was Yeshua? Why do you think that? Why they just couldn't keep the name as it was with the literature that they got from Africa? Why didn't you think that they told us that that's where they got it from? Because we didn't know. Did we? Did we know that? And then they would say again, Cheryl, it doesn't matter. Yes, it does. You can't say that that part doesn't matter when you pick and choose what matters. You can't say that. It's the same information. You can't say that. The colonizers had possession of the literature. They pick and chose evolution of the mind. They pick and chose what was going to be a part of that biblical literature that wasn't theirs to begin with. They pick and chose for all these years. My grandmother thought that Jesus was a Caucasian white man. She believed that he was. And you say, well, sure, that's not important. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is important. Especially when you think about the people who purposely put a face to the character Jesus. That they knew that the writings came from Africa and Middle East. And then instead of choosing someone image-wise that fit the land description, the culture, then they chose on purpose to have him as a Caucasian male. So King James, his entourage of about 20 men, they do this. They manipulate the scriptures, right? Or because they manipulate it to, interpret, to edit. Use those words. I will touch on the creation. So they do all of that. This is a decision. They are choosing. We talk about choosing. They are choosing, so they chose to do that. So my thing is, it's very interesting. Like, sir, why did you do that? Like, why can't he be brown? You know what I'm saying? Because you're talking about line upon line and precept upon precept. You're going to put this book together and then you're going to give it to all the slave owners to teach it to their black workers. And the other white people, the ones that could read. So why did you do that? Could you tell me what you were thinking when you did that? We don't want to be provocative. We just want to be fair. Could you tell me why you did that? You know what I'm saying? Because when you're thinking about reading information, you think about history, you want to be as accurate as you want to be, right? Because the people for generations and generations and generations are going to read it. And they're going to consider it to be true, right? So, sir, excuse me, Mr. King James, and your folks, like, why are you doing that? Like, why have you done this? So, I'm thinking, like, could it be in your mind that you cannot accept a brown Jesus? Could it be? But why can't you? Because you have to depict him as he is, right? So you couldn't accept a brown Jesus. Why? So if you can't accept a brown Jesus, if you can't do that, sir, because you're choosing, like we choose, right? If you can't accept a brown Jesus, and then you don't have enough integrity to handle this Jesus person the way that you're supposed to, that you would actually present him as something that he's not, and you would do that in good faith. You would do that in good faith because you want to be. I don't want to hear about the images of that day. We don't want to do that, because what you could have done when you talked about the Red Sea, you could have said that the Red Sea only had, like, it was only 5 foot tall, and basically they could just walk straight through. But you did not say that. You give the description that it was high and then it came down and drowned the people, is what you did. So you wanted to be accurate with that. So he was choosing. And we're not going to minimize that. We're going to let that be what it is. So in an indoctrinated mind, what the church has done with people, the masses or the herd, the big groups, because I told you I don't do groups. I'm authentic. I can stand on my own by myself. I don't need a group. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a difference. So, you depict this man as a Caucasian male, sir, and you're choosing to do it, and you're not just doing it because it's what you did in the culture. You're doing it because you want to whitewash. You're stealing. You're stealing. You're stealing. That's what you're doing. And you're taking credit for something that you're not supposed to take credit for. As did all the colonizers from any gifted and talented and smart slave. There are so many things in our society now that Caucasian people got the credit for, but technically, realistically, and in reality, it was a black person that did it. They didn't just steal bodies, they stole everything. So when I said on the live that I did the last time that the church or the indoctrinated people or the traditions of men don't want to deal with the reality. And see, when you got an institution that's talking about line upon line and precept upon precept, but when you get to doing line upon line and precept upon precept, they feel some type of way about it. But you can feel any kind of way that you want. We don't care. All of these generations of young people that are not going to church, they don't care. You understand? Because see, they see King James and his entourage. They are able to see the lack of integrity that was in him and his entourage and what they did. And they are able to see the intent behind their choosing. And we're not going to let them get by with that. We're going to hold them accountable for manipulating the scriptures. We're going to hold them accountable. And then the church has got to speak out loud and say, we know that we holler and scream on Sunday morning, Jesus, Jesus, something about the name Jesus. A lie. Oh, how I love the name Jesus. It's another lie. It is the sweetest name I know. Oh, how I love the name Jesus. And you can even feel it in your bones, but it's not real. Not to say Jesus ain't real. That name, it's not real. It is the sweetest name I know. But it ain't real. Oh, how I love the name Jesus. See? You see how I feel? You can feel it. It is the sweetest name I know. but it ain't real because his name was not Jesus. We've been knowing that for a long time, but we continue to call that name Jesus. We also continue to see he's a Caucasian man. Kenneth Copeland, Benny Hinn, Morris Sorella, Oral Roberts, all of the big wigs, they say it doesn't matter. In our language, his name is not Jesus. That's not the name. Because what happens is, in Christendom, they love to say that they love the literal word of God, but when it comes down to being literal, it's a problem. That is not the name. When I see a thriving ministry, a big old ministry, deal with the truth, and this is elementary. This is not profound, actually. Most young people know that. When I see them acknowledge it, because you're going to have to say it, because the church is dying, but they rather die than speak the truth. Because they want us to accept. They want us to accept that it's okay, and it's not. Because what we are doing is putting King James and his entourage on trial. And we are holding them accountable since they mass produced that book. And we want to give the right people the credit. And then we want the lies to stop. That's what we want. Because out of all of what's been going on in the last 100 years, especially in America, now let's deal with that. If it wasn't for the book, where would we be? Who knows? But we're not going to do that. We're not going to celebrate, and we're not going to tolerate our abuser and our oppressor. We're not going to do that. That's just like a woman in a relationship with old raggedy ass man who she say, well, he beat me when he get drunk, but I got a Mercedes outside. I got food to eat. I got somewhere to stay. And for most people don't know I get beat. And I really got a good life other than when he whoops my ass when he wants to. We're not doing that. So before we start making excuses for the colonizers and the abuse and the lies and the manipulation of the scriptures, we're going to hold them accountable first. And when the church does that on a large scale, then maybe people will consider to come back there. Now, I got a formula that I feel like that will rectify the whole situation. Do y'all want me to share it? I do. I have a formula. I'm serious. That I feel like so LBGTQ, what is my thoughts on that? I'm very neutral on that. If a person is grown, leave them alone. And especially when it comes to church. Let me tell you this. If a person is grown, you leave them alone. Let them do what they want to. They're not bothering with you as long as they ain't molesting no kid or anything like that. It's none of our business. And that's my position. But I've said that before on my channel. I have. And I even have a story about that. Because even when I was an indoctrinated Christian, it didn't make sense to me for people to be so harsh against homosexuality. But then when I realized through my therapy that when you strongly, strongly oppose something, it has something to do with your inner world. When you strong, you know what I'm saying? When you get all kind of angry and treating on people like you do, and something wrong with that. That says something about you. But anyway, Carlton Pearson talked about that too. And as far as the church is concerned, that they need to shut the bad word up. Cause where would we be as black people without the Bible? Where would the church be without the gays? Somebody tell me something. Okay? Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. I had to plug up. Yeah. Can y'all hear me? Did that mess up my audio? Because sometimes when I plug my devices in, it get to sounding crazy. Y'all let me know if it messed it up. Then I'll unplug it. But yeah, yeah. Leave the gay folks alone. Leave them alone. Because they been, as far as the church is concerned, and we're not even going to talk about what the colonizers did to the men and the women and all that trauma that black people carry. That LGBTQ stuff is all up in there too. They do serve a place in society when they go away. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Yeah, the contributions that the gay society has made to the church world. I did when I talked about Carlton Pearson on the video the other night, balancing everything. Okay. So when I talked about Carlton Pearson on the video the other night, I talked about when, y'all remember when he had to go to the bishopric, the Church of God in Christ, where he had to stand trial within the Church of God in Christ denomination for his, what they call his hereticism, or speaking against doctrine, when he went and did that. And he spoke up then too for gay people, because he was saying that God had included gays in, and it was another thing. But anyway, so the bishopric, they deemed him a heretic, right? And told the other churches not to let him into the pulpit no more. So what we found out the other day was, I was on a panel with some of his preacher friends. You don't call them that, but I'm just gonna call them that for right now because I can't think of the word. And they were saying, this one woman, she's a doctor. She said that he said to her that while they were stoning him, in a sense, and talking about the bishopric, right? When the bishopric was saying that he's a heretic and kick him out, they said that he knew some of those men bishops were gay. He trying to get them, he telling them that God told him that he was not condemning them for being gay, which he knew that they were gay, and they still participated in stoning him. And then I thought about a biblical story about the woman. Y'all remember the woman that Jesus, she touched his garment? No, it might not have been that story. But anyway, the men were getting ready to stone her. Y'all remember? Then he drew the line in the sand, and then he said to them, we found out, like, if you really study it, the real understanding was, he was saying, which one of y'all, the person who has not slept with her, let him be the person to cast the first stone. the one who had not. So y'all gonna stone her, and all y'all done been hoeing with her. But you're gonna use the law against her, but you done the same thing. If it ain't all right for her, it ain't all right for you. Now, whoever the writer was with that, I resonate with that. Now, I like that. Excuse you? So with Carlton Pearson and the bishopric, I know y'all ain't getting ready to kick him out and don't let him preach in the pulpit no more. Y'all gonna be preaching and y'all gay. The hell? It's the mental illness. I told y'all. This is crazy. Don't get mad with him. And they want to stay in secret. See? Human beings. Humans being human. And when you meet somebody and they declare to God they the most spiritual, holy, and godly thing in the world, lies. Tell you that right now. Narcissism. That's all it is. The only way that you could think that you holy and without blemish or sin, that you ain't never did nothing wrong, you got to be suffering from narcissism. That's the only answer for it. And you have tons of people who teach about church preachers and narcissism. And if you've ever been in the church world, I promise to God, you have to admit there are a lot of preachers that are narcissists. I know them right now. In which narcissism, NPD, is a mental illness, and they are mentally ill because they cannot see themselves, and then they gather a whole congregation of other narcissists, and they all narcissist pool. I'm telling you that right now. Because at the end of the day, I need you to be able to see yourself and understand that your shit stink too. It's important. Y'all tired of me. I've been talking too long. Y'all tell y'all preacher friends, say, go on over there on Cheryl Grabowski page or channel and go over there because you probably can get a good sermon from her channel. So y'all can stop preaching about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, truth in lending. It's stuff that don't matter. How they gonna condemn him for something that they were doing themselves? And y'all tell me, why isn't that mental illness? That is exactly what mental illness is. Y'all call it being a hypocrite. I say it's mental illness. Because you got to be crazy. How you going to condemn your child for being gay when you know that you masturbate to gay porn? How you going to do that? How you going to condemn your child for being gay when you know that back in the day you were gay too? You don't forgot. How you going to condemn your child for something that you've done too? But the thing is, you didn't even tell them that you used to do it. And the thing that you're really mad at is that they do it openly. Y'all, all that is trauma. Amen to that. Now, I agree with that. Okay, Katrina, girl. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it, girl. See you the next time. You know? How you going to do that? And my thing is, I'm not condemning anybody for same gender loving. That's your business. But for people like that to condemn other people that do it publicly, it's crazy. When everybody is practicing God, it's a practice. Because you ain't seen them face to face. It's a belief. for me to share these things with you guys from just being a regular girl is amazing. And if I can see outside of the box of indoctrination and religious thinking, then anybody can do it. Freedom. Yes. That's what it is. Sheer freedom. I remember when my heart used to be so afraid. But Christianity is a fear-based religion. The foundation of it is not love, it is fear. Because you can never escape the scary God. You cannot escape the scary God. The only way that you can get rid of the scary God is to get rid of the whole thing. And just believe that God is not that way. That really some of the writers wrote what they believed about God. And they said that God said certain things, but he never said a word. Not to them about that. But when you believe it, you are captivated and you are in a box. And the only way to escape the box, and I did it 20 years ago, was I deemed that those people that I had met, their doctrine and their philosophy was false. And that if I would keep anything, then God himself would tell me to keep it. And numbers don't matter to me. I told you I don't do groups and cliques. I don't need a host of people to feel comfortable with who I am. It's called just authenticity. When I learned the value of being an authentic person. You mean to tell me, because at one point I felt, just kicked out of the circle that I was in. People stopped dealing with me. People shun you. You know what I mean? And not only they shun you, they're afraid. They're really scared that some type of entity has taken over you and they got to get away from you because they don't want to be taken down because of the fear-based religion. You see what I'm saying? But I had enough theology in me and I had enough observation in me to look at those who were around me and paying attention to what I saw in some of their judgments that they had made that were as wrong as two left shoes. See, that's the thing about me, because I've been studying myself, because I wouldn't dare study other people and not study myself, right? So, I have a good sense of justice. It's very natural. I've always been like that. I'm human. I'm just like everybody else. My shit stinks, certainly. But I have a good sense of justice. I don't really need to go to the Bible for that. I've always had it. Even as a little girl. I could see things and see people, feel things. It was more feeling. Woo-hoo, the feelings. I felt danger as a child. I knew to stay away from certain people. I knew not to smile at certain people. You see what I'm saying? As a child. Especially being a female, And you got creepy crawlers. But they never play with me like that. So anyway, you got to have courage. So anyway, all hearts and minds is clear. And we are deconstructing those religious structures that are built up inside of your psyche and your subconscious mind. And then what will be left What will be left are beautiful things. Okay? And you don't have to be scared of no scary God. God is not a bully. And God is not a friend. God is not a friend to the colonizers. Okay? And everything matters. Everything. Even though Benny Hinn, Kenneth Copeland, and Oral Roberts, when he was living, and all of the major players, even though they say it doesn't matter, it does matter. It does. They don't get to pick and choose what matters. You do. See y'all the next time. Bye.